Somebody called Peter because they about to cancel the High Evolutionary and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, in which I bring you a very emotional review. Round the Geek here is going to bring you the review for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. This is not a spoiler review. This is going to be the end of the Guardians of the Galaxy as we know it, as we get into a new, as we travel to what we know, everything going forward with the MCU. This is also James Gunn's last movie with Guardians, his baby, that we've been around and we've had since what 2014, 2015 now. So all the controversy, everything that's been going on, everything with James Gunn, I'm just so happy to see that he was able to end the story the way he wanted and get this done. Not just get it done, but give the characters that he's built with Marvel over the years, and end it the way that he wants to. I can say they did an amazing job. All the people that says Marvel's lost their touch, I could tell you that you're dead wrong. It's different directors. Everybody brings a different spin to the franchise. Everybody brings something that just works. And James Gunn is one of those directors, man, that definitely gets it. And we see that here. If you guys don't know, Guardians of the Galaxy, we're still dealing with the aftermath. You've probably seen Thor Ragnarok, so we know we've seen the Guardians there hanging out with Thor, and they've still kind of been on adventures, and Peter Quill still everybody's still dealing with the death of Gamora after she went to go search for the Soul Stone in Endgame. So we're still dealing with Peter Quill kind of been an emotional mess in this movie. And then the previous, still dealing with that death and the person, somebody they love, and where do we go going forward? This movie, this one, Volume 3, is definitely the backstory for Rocket, and we get a little bit more as to how he is, what he is, and why he is what he is. And man, what an emotional kind of gut wrenching story today they decided to build. I'll say this: if you've played the Telltale game, the Guardians Telltale game that came out, not to say that's a spoiler or anything like that, but you get some of the elements of what you're kind of getting out of this. Some of the characters that they introduce in this movie, and that was one of the things that I've noticed as I was watching it. But like I said, they do an emotional job, and they don't bog it down too much by trying to fill it in with Rocket's backstory, which I really appreciate. They kept the pacing really going well. The beginning, I know at the beginning of this, it felt I was kind of scared that they were gonna kind of because they were kind of sitting for a minute, but then once the story gets going, it gets going. This movie is so many different elements. It feels like different movies. It feels like a little bit of Ant-Man. It feels like a little bit of Guardians. It feels like a little bit of this. And this is what I want to see. This, Guardians definitely fills in that void of space and aliens that we don't get to see out of movies now that we've kind of gone to the space age in the MCU, and it's good to see just kind of what else is out there, the weirdness, the different aliens, the different things that exist in this MCU that's not just on Earth. And I think Guardians does a really freaking amazing job of doing that. Man, the movie is not super long, it's not in game long, but definitely gets to the point. And like I said, knocks it out of the park. Peter Quill, like I said, still dealing with the Gamora thing. He has a really good, I'm not going to say conclusion, but he has a really good path that we see him go on. Like I said, you get more out of Rocket, you get more out of Drax, you get more out of Nebula. Like I said, everybody has their moment in this movie. Everybody has their moment. just getting into, some of the, like I said, just the CGI. The CGI is absolutely freaking amazing in this movie. Some of the best CGI. Now, for all those people that's going to hate and say, oh, they just really dropped the ball. No, look, the CGI is top notch in this movie. The ships, the creatures, everything in this looks really good. There's nothing that I noticed, upon my first watch, because I'm probably definitely gonna see this again. Nothing that I noticed that they really dropped the ball on. The soundtrack was amazing. That's one of the things that I think what was really carries Guardians is like the soundtrack. The music that we all look forward to, and the volume 3 of the soundtrack is really really good. They picked some really good choices. I thought 2 was good. I thought 1 was good, but three they think they do a really good job. I'm not going to say one is better than the other because that's all it's our personal preference, but I do think they picked a really good soundtrack to really keep the story going, and they picked the right songs at the right time. That was one of the things that I really like. They picked the right songs at the right time, and it really kept it going. We get some introductions of old characters. I'm not going to say who. I don't want to spoil it. Again, this is James Gunn putting a bow on his part of the MCU. So we get some revisiting characters. We get some people that come out and really show their ass here and really show what they can do. Man, I could tell you, like, the fights in this, if we the fight scene, the action scenes are amazing, top notch. This is going to be one of those movies, one of those scenes that gets talked about in the MCU for a very very long time. It's one of those things that I think we're gonna use as an example on how to direct fight scenes, how to direct action scenes in this movie, and they do a really amazing job. Like I said, it's just so worth a rewatch for me. They hit a lot of stuff. The villain of this movie, the High Evolutionary. I didn't know what to expect. As somebody that reads comics, I've never really come across that character. I've never really read Guardians like that. The Guardians was like the bottom of the list for me, like when they first came out. The movies really made that relevant, as far as like everything that was going on. But the High Evolutionary, I didn't think he was going to be a good villain. I was wrong. They really make you hate him. They really make you hate him in this movie. And like I said, everybody has his moment, and I want to get his name right because Chukwudi Iwuji, he's playing him. You probably know him from Peacemaker, and he comes in and plays the High Evolutionary, and he plays a major part in Rocket's story, and so many other characters in the movie as well. And they just do a really good job of, really playing him out to be, kind of like a godlike character. And just overall asshole. But he does a really really good job. We got Will Poulter, who comes in and plays Adam Warlock. I didn't know what to expect from him. I feel like we've been waiting for that for so long. Adam Warlock, who last we saw was at the end of we didn't see him, but we saw him being created at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And like I said, we were waiting for so long, and I don't think they did a bad job here. I think they did a really good job showing his powers, what he could do, and he is definitely a beast in this movie. They definitely do a really good job of showing him. I think they really play some comedy towards his character. It's not all serious, but they do a really really good job. That's one of the things that I was concerned that they were going to get wrong, but they absolutely nailed it with Will Poulter's character, Adam Warlock. We got some returning characters again. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to mention names. I mean, it's in the credits, but it's not in the trailer, so I'm not going to mention it here. You got Kraglin coming back, still trying to figure out that whole missile needle thing, whatever that thing. I forgot what it's called, but he has this. He's still trying to figure it out, and like I said, he has a moment here. Played by Sean Gunn, James Gunn's brother. So he's gonna get his shine here. And like I said, they have a lot of returning characters. I want to say everything here, but this is not a spoiler review. This is just me talking about how freaking good this movie is and why you need to see it 2-3 times this weekend. So many characters, and we get to actually go different. We go to different planets here. We get to see so many different vehicles. We have a return of a specific team that I won't mention. Again, I don't want to spoil anything. It's so hard because, like, excited as I am for the movie, I don't want to spoil anything for you guys because the movie is just so freaking good. Villain's good, music's good, CGI is good, action's good. It's a phenomenal Marvel movie. You will not be disappointed about what you get here. And like I said, they just do an amazing job. Marvel MCU, we can keep this pace going, which is impossible when you crack it out 3 movies a year and TV shows. But if we can keep this going, this is the level of MCU that I think people expect, and people want every single movie, which is impossible. I'm not, especially, but everybody's got a different hand on it. But I'm glad that Sean Gunn was able to perfectly craft this movie the way he wanted to, and it came out great. Zoe Saldana coming back as Gamora, as you already know. Gamora. This is not our Gamora, or not our Gamora, but the Gamora from that we've seen in 1 and 2. This is the past version of Gamora that came to the present and is now stuck here because they can't go back because we can't use Infinity Stones anymore. They still have time travel though. They could have sent it back, but either way, she comes back and does an amazing job, and everybody has an amazing moment. I can't tell you, like, I think it was multiple scenes in this movie where I had to crack out the Kleenex, man. And that's not a spoiler towards anything. That's just saying how good it was and how emotional, how we were so connected to the characters after all these years, like almost 10 years of being with these characters and seeing them on their journey, and just seeing a lot of people's stories, like I said, get the bow that it deserved. And oh my god, man, the theater I was in was flooded. People, man, it was a lot of emotion in this movie. Like I said at the beginning of this, Peter, don't try to sue Marvel. It's look, not real animals. Blame it on the High Evolutionary. But like I said, we get a lot of Rocket's background, so you'll see what I'm talking about as you see that. But overall, like I said, excellent movie. This is a 5 out of 5 for me. A definite rewatch. I'm definitely going to be cracking that soundtrack. I'm definitely going to be buying it on Blu-ray when it drops. I'm definitely, like I said, I'm going to be telling everybody to watch it. This is a really good Marvel movie. This is definitely them at their best, and everybody involved in this is absolutely knocking it out of the park. Bautista is top level of hitting his comedy bag in this, man. Like, that's somebody that I definitely want to see. And not just in the Marvel MCU, but just more of him just getting into his comedy bag. Like, it just really knocked it out because he killed it here. We're gonna see the Guardians as we know it, go a different direction. But I definitely, as somebody that's been watching these movies for a long time now, this was a very, very emotional send off. And seeing them from the cast at San Diego Comic-Con and being able to show this movie and everything going forward, I was not prepared for what I was getting. But check it out. Guardians will be out this Friday. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. You will not be prepared for what you're gonna get. And I hope you bring some tissues because it is well worth the ride. So you guys let me know what you think about the movie in the comments below. If you're on the same wavelength as me, in terms of watching it, but let me know. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is worth it. Everybody is back, and James Gunn, thank you. This was an amazing ride, and let's see what he does next. But on that note, guys, this has been the review for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Terrell says bring your tissues, and I'll see you later. Peace.